What if the greatest protection, the ultimate shield against fear, suffering, and uncertainty, had already been written for you? What if, hidden within ancient words, there existed a divine contract, one that not only safeguards your soul, but ensures your abundance, your peace, and your destiny? You are not here by accident. You were guided here, and what you are about to hear will shift your reality forever. There exists a passage whispered through centuries, held sacred by those who understood its power. Psalm 91. It is more than scripture. It is a decree, a spiritual key unlocking a realm where fear dissolves, where divine hands carry you above the storms of life, where lack and struggle cease to define you. But there is a secret within this psalm that most have never realized. A hidden layer beyond the surface of words, a call to those who are ready to step into the unshakable presence of the divine. The world teaches you to fear. Fear scarcity. Fear failure, fear the unknown. But this fear is a lie. It is the great illusion, the veil that keeps you blind to what has always belonged to you. You were never meant to struggle. You were never meant to beg for safety, for security, for abundance. These are not things you must chase, but things that must chase you. And they will, when you step into the covenant of Psalm 91. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. These words have echoed through time, yet their meaning remains elusive to many. The secret place, what is it? Where is it? Some believe it is a hidden sanctuary, a divine refuge beyond the reach of chaos. But those who seek deeper truth understand it is not a location. It is a state of being. The secret place is not somewhere you visit. It is where you choose to exist. It is the moment you cease to operate from the frequency of fear and begin to move in the certainty of divine alignment. When you dwell in this state, lack no longer has access to you. Struggle loses its grip. The world may tell you that security is built through effort, through accumulation, through control. But the sacred truth is this: security is found in surrender. To dwell in the secret place is to step beyond the mind, beyond the illusion of separation, and into the reality that has always been yours. It is where miracles become ordinary, where favor is not earned but expected, where you walk through life as if carried by unseen hands. This is not wishful thinking. This is not blind faith. This is alignment with a truth so profound, so absolute, that once understood, it will dismantle every false belief that has ever held you captive. Science now confirms what ancient mystics have always known. Your state of consciousness dictates your reality. Studies on brainwaves reveal that deep faith, prayer, and meditation shift you into frequencies that directly impact your circumstances. The mind aligned with peace, gratitude, and divine trust operates on a level where fear cannot exist. And where fear cannot exist, nothing can block the flow of provision, protection, and abundance. To abide in the shadow of the Almighty is not a poetic phrase, it is a law, an energetic reality that governs the universe. The shadow of the Almighty is not darkness, it is the absence of darkness. It is the covering that shields you from harm, the presence that surrounds you, unseen yet undeniable. It is the invisible force that stands between you and every force that seeks to harm, diminish, or limit you. And when you dwell in this space, you become untouchable. There is a reason why those who walk in divine alignment seem to move through life effortlessly, as though they are protected by something unseen. Because they are. They have learned the greatest secret. Faith is not merely believing, it is inhabiting. It is stepping fully into the knowing that divine provision is not coming. It is already here. It has never been absent, only hidden, waiting for the moment you choose to receive. So why do so many still struggle? Why do people of faith still live in lack, in fear, in uncertainty? Because knowing of divine protection is not the same as activating it. Just as a locked door may hold treasures behind it, without the key, they remain out of reach. Psalm 91 is that key. And when spoken, when embodied, when lived, it opens a realm where the struggle ceases and divine abundance flows in ways the mind cannot comprehend. You were not created for survival. You were created to thrive. You are designed to be a vessel of divine wealth, health, and purpose. And yet the world conditions you to believe that struggle is noble, that scarcity is humility, that suffering is proof of faith. But this is not the language of the divine. This is the language of the world, of limitation, of control, of fear, and fear is the opposite of faith. This is why you must step fully into the truth that has always been waiting for you. The moment you choose to dwell in the secret place, you no longer live in reaction to the world. You become sovereign in your faith. You operate from a dimension where financial instability, emotional turmoil, and uncertainty are powerless against you. You walk in the certainty of divine favor, a favor that shields, provides, and elevates beyond all understanding. Imagine for a moment a river that never runs dry. No matter how much is drawn from it, it replenishes itself effortlessly. This is the nature of divine provision. When you abide in God's presence, your supply is no longer dictated by external forces. The economy does not define you. Your job does not sustain you. The opinions of others do not limit you. You are not held by the rules of this world because you abide under the law of divine abundance. And yet so many hesitate. They hesitate because they have been taught that abundance is something to work for, to strive for, to earn. But what if abundance was never meant to be a pursuit? What if instead it was meant to be a state of being, a frequency, a rhythm, a flow that you step into rather than something you chase? He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. These words are not a suggestion, they are an invitation to shift from fear into faith, from striving into surrender, from scarcity into supernatural overflow. And so the question is not whether divine provision exists. The question is, are you ready to receive it? 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. The world trembles. Fear spreads like wildfire. People live in constant uncertainty, watching as chaos unfolds around them. But those who dwell in divine presence are governed by different laws, higher laws. They do not move with the fear of the masses. They do not react as the world reacts. They stand unshaken, untouchable, sovereign in faith. This is divine immunity. It is the unseen barrier that separates those who trust in God from those who trust in the world. Those who believe in scarcity will experience scarcity. Those who believe in misfortune will attract misfortune. But those who believe in divine covering, those who truly know that God has set them apart, will watch as disaster passes by, untouched, unharmed, completely shielded, not because they are lucky, not because they are special, but because they have made the Lord their refuge. The laws of faith are unbreakable. The moment you accept divine immunity, the moment you stop believing in fear and start believing in protection, reality bends around you. What affects others will no longer affect you. Financial downturns will not touch your wealth. Storms will not shake your foundation. Even when the world falls apart, you will stand. And yet, many struggle to grasp this truth. They see fear around them and think they must participate in it. They believe that because others suffer, they must suffer too. But divine law does not operate like human law. It does not say you might be safe. It does not say if you work hard enough, you will be protected. No, it says it shall not come near you. This is not a possibility. It is a certainty. A divine decree spoken into existence by the one who cannot lie. And when you understand this, fear loses its grip forever. Angels have been assigned to you. Right now, in this very moment, there are unseen forces moving on your behalf. Divine messengers sent to ensure your path is clear, your steps are guarded, your destiny fulfilled. Most people go through life unaware of this reality. They believe in luck, in chance, in coincidence. But nothing is random in the life of one who walks in divine alignment. Every breakthrough, every escape, every moment of unexplainable favor is not an accident. It is an orchestration, a divine arrangement where unseen hands ensure that no harm befalls you. For he will command his angels concerning you to keep you in all your ways. This is not symbolic. This is literal. Just as earthly governments assign bodyguards to those of great importance, so too does the kingdom of heaven assign protection to those who dwell in divine presence. But there is a condition: faith. Not mere belief, but the absolute knowing that you are protected, guided, and covered. Have you ever experienced moments where something should have gone wrong but didn't? A near miss, a sudden shift, an unexplainable rescue. These are not accidents. These are glimpses of the unseen realm, proof that your steps are ordered, that your path is watched over. But these angelic forces are not passive. They respond to faith. The moment you stop living in fear, the moment you start expecting divine intervention, they move even more powerfully on your behalf. Fear blocks them, faith activates them. There are those who walk through life as if they are protected by something unseen, because they are. And there are those who stumble through life constantly and struggle because they have not yet realized the power that surrounds them. Which one will you be? Most people believe in protection, but few believe in divine provision. They trust that God can keep them safe, but they struggle to trust that He will provide for them abundantly. But what if provision is simply another form of protection? What if wealth, health, and purpose are not things to be earned, but gifts, already secured in the promise of Psalm 91? With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. This is not just about physical longevity. This is about fullness, about a life so complete, so abundant, that lack becomes a forgotten concept. A life where worry no longer has a place, because every need is met before it even arises. Divine provision is not about survival. It is about overflow. It is about living in a state where everything you require flows to you naturally, without strain, without struggle, without the weight of uncertainty. Look at the world. People chase wealth, chase status, chase security. They toil endlessly, hoping to carve out some semblance of stability. But those who trust in divine provision do. Not chase, they receive, they abide. And what they need finds them. This is not passivity, this is alignment. Alignment with the truth that God does not just give enough, He gives more than enough. He does not just sustain, He blesses, multiplies, expands. And yet, so many hold on to fear. They believe provision is scarce, that resources are limited, that they must fight for their portion. But scarcity is a lie of the world. In the kingdom of God there is only abundance, more than enough love, more than enough opportunity, more than enough wealth for all who choose to receive it. This is the final promise of Psalm 91, that those who dwell in the secret place will not only be protected, but fulfilled. They will not only be secure, but satisfied. They will not only be safe, but will thrive. And so the question remains, do you believe this? Do you believe that you were never meant to struggle? That divine provision is not something to hope for, but something to expect. Because the moment you do, everything will change. We live in a world that tells us we must struggle. It tells us that we must chase, compete, and sacrifice for our dreams. It whispers that nothing comes without effort, and that the harder we work, the more deserving we are. But what if this is a lie? What if divine abundance isn't something we need to fight for, but something we are meant to step into effortlessly? The moment you begin to trust in divine provision, something remarkable happens. You stop striving, you stop forcing, you stop struggling. Instead of running after wealth, health, and success, they begin to run after you. They are no longer distant, goals that require endless effort to reach. They are realities that you step into, like walking through an open door. We are so conditioned to believe that hard work is the key to success, but this is simply a mindset rooted in scarcity. It is the belief that resources are limited, that success belongs to the few, and that only those who toil long enough deserve to be blessed. But divine abundance knows no such boundaries. Imagine, for a moment, that you were never meant to live in the exhausting cycle of endless work, struggle, and uncertainty. What if God's plan for you was to live in harmony with the natural flow of abundance, trusting that everything you need is already within your reach? The moment you release control, release fear, and surrender to divine timing, everything aligns in your favor. Divine abundance is not about working harder, it's about trusting more, trusting that what is meant for you will come to you without effort, without strain. It's about knowing that when you surrender to divine guidance, doors open, opportunities appear, and blessings flow without resistance. Think about the most peaceful, abundant moments in your life. Were they born out of effort, or did they come when you stopped trying to force things and allowed them to unfold naturally? This is the flow of divine abundance. It is effortless, yet it moves mountains. It is powerful, yet it is rooted in peace. God does not want you to live in a state of constant stress, wondering how you'll make ends meet, how you'll fulfill your purpose, or how you'll ever experience true success. That's the world's way, the way of fear and lack. But in God's kingdom, there is only peace, and where peace reigns, abundance follows. This is why Psalm 91 is so powerful. It does not ask you to work for your protection, your provision, your blessings. It asks you to dwell, to rest, to trust. And when you do, the floodgates of heaven open, and everything you need begins to find its way to you. There is a profound peace in this truth. The peace of knowing that you don't have to chase your dreams or control your outcomes. The peace of knowing that your every need is already met in God's perfect timing. This is the life of divine abundance, the life that was always meant for you. Divine provision, divine protection, divine purpose. These are not distant hopes or dreams. They are your birthright. They are not just available to a select few. They are available to you right now. But you must choose to believe it. You must choose to receive it. We have been conditioned to believe that we must struggle to deserve, that we must toil and labor to earn what we want. But divine abundance does not work that way. It is a gift that you were born to receive. And when you accept it, the life you've always dreamed of becomes your reality. Your wealth is not a result of your effort. It is the natural outcome of your alignment with God's purpose. Your success is not a product of your willpower. It is the result of divine favor. Your peace is not something you must fight for. It is the gift of trusting in divine provision. The question then is no longer about how much you can do to make things happen. It is about how much you can trust that what is meant for you will always find its way to you. When you step into this truth, you will find that nothing is impossible. And yet, as you walk this path, there will be those who question you, who doubt your success, who mock your faith. But remember, they are not your concern. Their opinions do not define your reality. What God has promised you is not subject to the opinions of others. It is not subject to the limitations of the world. When you align yourself with divine purpose, when you trust in the promises of Psalm 91, your success will speak for itself. It will not need validation from others. It will not need approval from society. It will be a testament to the power of divine favor, a reflection of the unshakable covenant between you and God, the wealth you receive, the success you experience, the peace you carry. They are not for you alone. They are a declaration of God's goodness, a living proof that divine favor is real and active in your life. And as you step into your divine abundance, your life becomes a beacon of light, inspiring others to trust in God's provision for them as well. It is not your job to explain, to justify, or to prove anything. Your life, lived in alignment with divine truth, is the greatest testimony, and in time even those who once doubted will see and know that it was God who blessed you. They will know that your success was never about your strength, your skills, or your efforts. It was about your faith in His promises. So let go of the need to prove yourself to others. Let go of the doubt, the fear, and the insecurity. Embrace the divine wealth that is your inheritance and walk confidently in the fullness of God's blessings. For when you do, nothing and no one can stop you from fulfilling your purpose, and your abundance will overflow into the world. You were never meant to struggle. You were meant to thrive. And when you embrace this truth, your life will become a testimony to the power of divine provision. This is your time. Step into it fully and let the abundance of God's kingdom become your reality. And as you embrace divine provision, there is one final truth that you must grasp. The wealth you receive is not only for you. It is a tool to fulfill your divine purpose, to build God's kingdom, and to make a lasting impact on the world. True wealth is not about personal indulgence. It is about purpose. It is about using your resources to serve others, to help those in need, and to spread the love of God to every corner of the earth. This is the true power of divine abundance. It is not hoarded, it is shared. The more you give, the more you receive. This is the principle of abundance. This is the law that governs the universe. As you bless others, your blessings multiply. As you sow seeds of kindness, generosity, and compassion, your life becomes a channel through which divine abundance flows. True wealth is not about luxury. It is about impact. It is about using your resources to make a difference in the world, to leave a legacy that will inspire future generations. The wealth that God has entrusted to you is not for personal gain alone. It is for a higher purpose. When you understand this, when you live your life with the intention of serving others, your wealth will have a deeper meaning. It will no longer be just money. It will be a tool for good, a means of spreading love, healing, and hope to those who need it most. This is the ultimate fulfillment. When you step into the fullness of God's provision, you begin to see the bigger picture. You realize that your wealth is not just for you, it is for the world. It is a gift that you must share, a resource that must be used to bless others. And as you do, you will see your life transformed. The more you give, the more you will receive. The more you serve, the more you will be served. This is the cycle of divine abundance. This is the life you were meant to live. Your wealth is not a curse, it is a blessing. And as you use it to serve others, you will experience a fulfillment that no amount of money can buy. This is the true power of divine abundance. This is your calling. Step into it and let the wealth of God's kingdom flow through you, touching every life you encounter.